education channel. Once again, I'm Irumba Sharif, and this time we shall not be learning the content, that's the class content, mathematics and the likes that we have been doing. Today we are just going to be looking at how the new curriculum system works. I'll first of all show you how it works, then later, maybe in another video, we shall look at how we can install and how we can get access to this system. So I already have my system installed here. I'm going to open, you double click, then you log in, admin, the password. When you have forgotten the password, you can click there, then you put, to ask for the name of your best friend, you can put the name. This time I'll put Sharif. It will give you the password, then you can put that password there, then you click login and welcome, permission granted. So I'm going to first show you the layouts of this system before we can even use it. It has the administration page, which looks like this. Then it has the students list, which looks like this. The report card, which also looks like that. Now, when you are starting to use this system, you first of all go to the administration page. When you click the administration page, you can add the details, and in this case, these details will be added by the developer. When you need to have this report card work for you, you'll need to contact the developer for the details to be added for you, then the file will be sent. So you start by inserting the logo, which I have already inserted, so you can change, you can insert, it's password protected. Then you add the name of your school, you add the address, you add the telephone number, the year, the motto, the email address, the class, then the stream. For the head teacher's signature, you can first leave that. So when you go back to the report cards, all the information that you have added there will come here automatically. Then you go to, after that, you go to the students list. See, it's blank for now. Then you need to add the subjects. This is the subject area, so all the subjects that you will add will go here. You'll add subjects according to the subjects that you are doing in your school. And this button here will be for adding subjects. That's why it says click to add subjects. First of all, I can start with mathematics, then I can add ICT, then I can add maybe English. Then after that, you click the save button. You see, when you save, these subjects will be displayed here. So you can exit this page in that form. So the subjects are already here, and we should have them already in our report card. Let's check out about that. Main menu, you go to the report cards. You see the subjects we have added are already there up to Swahili. Let's first go back and add the initials. And the initials that we are going to add should be displayed here. So let's first go back to students list, click to add subject. You can add the teacher. For mathematics, I can add maybe Irumba Sharif. This will be the initials, will be IS, sorry. I can save my data. I have not added this. Let's check on that and see. Let's go back to main menu, the report, and you see what we have already added. It's there in the initials. When you try to go back here, what we have added is there. This is supposed to be the second name. Yeah, then this will be SI, like that. So we save, it will go the other side. Now, after adding all that content, then we can add the students' details. You can add the first name there, second name there, then the gender. So first name, I'll start with mine, Rumba Arif. the gender, this is male, this is male, this is female, and this is male. Let's save, Ctrl S, go back to the report cards and check. See, already number 1 Irumba Sharif as student number 1 in the list is already there. When I click for student 2, I'll have the name changed as Agaba. When I click student 3 and enter, I'll have the names changing. So let's first go back and see. Go back to students list. Now here it's where you can add the subjects, the marks that the students have scored. But maybe before you can do that, you need to have these marks already you need to have the marks already on the mark sheet. So you can first of all click the button. This is for alphabet. You arrange them in alphabetical order. When you arrange in alphabetical order, it will give you the mark. Number 1 will change. When you go back to the report cards, number 1 will have changed to Akelo. So number 1, I mean Sagawa, number 1 I think. Let's check. So number 1 should have changed to Agawa. Yeah, we have Agawa there. Number 2 will have changed. Now we can even put now the marks, so you can go ahead to add the marks. Now before we can add the marks, let me first talk about the new curriculum. Just something small about the new curriculum, such that we understand how we are coming up with these marks which we are entering here. In the new curriculum, when we are awarding marks, we use RACE. R stands for the relevancy, A stands for the accuracy, C stands for the coherency, and E is an excellency mark. R, the relevancy, a student can score not above 3. Accuracy, student cannot score above 3, and relevance, student cannot score above 3. Then the excellency mark is 1, meaning that if we are to add all of this, 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's going to be 9. If we have scored the excellency, that would be 10. So you convert this mark to 3. So it's going to be, if I scored all, it will be 10 out of 10 times 3, which will give you a 3. If you have scored 8, maybe 3 here, 3 here, 1 there, and 1 there, it means that you will give the student 8. That's going to be 8 out of 10 times 3. That mark that you get, that's what you put here. Meaning that a student, remember in the new curriculum, we are not supposed to award a 0 to a student. So long as this student has done something, there will always be something at least he has understood. So meaning that from here we cannot put in marks which are below 0.9. Why? If a student scores only 1 mark on the relevancy, that student will have 1 mark at least. So 1 mark, which is 1 out of 10 times 3. If you get 1 out of 10 times 3, you will get 0.9. If you have 2 out of 10 times 3, that will be above 0.9. Now, if a student has scored all the 10, which is 10 out of 10 times 3, this student cannot have above 3. So this implies that you can only award marks here starting from 0.9 to 3. What does it imply? It implies that when you are putting marks here, you cannot put in a mark which is below 0.9, and you cannot put in a mark which is above 3.9. So this system is made to eliminate all those errors that may be made. If you have put 0.9, the system will accept. If you have put a value which is between 0.9 and 3, it will accept. If you put 3, it will accept. If you put a value which is less than 0.9, the system will give you an error. And if you put a value which is above 3, the system will still give you an error. So with that, let's put our marks and see, since we have seen how we get these marks. So you can put, let's first remove this, okay? So let's first award marks for Agava Ronald. Here is the navigation. You can go to mathematics, you can go to ICT, you can go to English, you can go to chemistry, you can go to biology, like that. All the subjects which you need to add the marks for a specific student, you can just navigate from this window here. So let's first of all go for Agaba, that's mathematics. We click, it will bring us, then bring your cursor here, you put the marks. For example, let's first put 2 point, after converting of course, it's 2.3. Let's put 1. As you can see that whenever I put the marks, this one changes. The identifier will be given, the moderator, the descriptor will also be given, then the average will also be given, and it will give you marks out of 20. So this is going to be 1, maybe 0.3, this is 3. Let's first put 3.5 and see what happens. When you put 3.5, hit enter, the system will give you an error. Why? The error is that input should strictly be figures and should not be less than 0.9 and not greater than 3. Please check and enter the marks again. So from there, let's change this to 3. It will accept, hit enter. When you put, let's put 0.1 and see what happens. 0.1, still you get the same error, so you can't put in that. So let's change to 0.9 and see what happens. 0.9, and you see the system keeps on changing. We shall not add all, but you can add all as long as you have done all. This is just the activities of integration: activity 1, activity 2, activity 3. So I preferred to call them competencies. This is like competence 1, competence 2, competence 3, like that. So this is actually the activities. If you have given the activities of integration, please just enter those marks here and it will give the descriptor for you. The identifier will also be calculated for you according to the number of activities of integration that you have given to the students. That's how the system will calculate. And now this would be this would mean that we need to make sure that all the students have equal number of activities of integration that they have done. That's really recommended by the ministry, that if a student has missed an activity of integration, you as a teacher, you need to make sure that you involve this learner to get the activities of integration. Actually, you need to have those records. You just bring out the task and give to the student to have the activity of integration done. So we need to make sure that if all the students have done 4, don't have another student having 2 activities of integration. Actually, otherwise it will disrupt the system. And remember, a student cannot have a 0, will either have a dash or have a mark. So you see the descriptor here is basic. When identifier is 1, the descriptor will be basic. When identifier is 3, the descriptor will be accomplished. When identifier is 2, the descriptor will be moderate. Now let's add for another subject. We are going to add for only 3 subjects, such that we see how the report card will look like. Let's go to ICT. Let's add one more subject and see what happens. We go to English. When you go to English, you can add. Okay, after that we need to save. Ctrl+S. Then you can go back to the report cards and see whether we have these marks there. Go back to report cards, you'll have the marks there. So for number 1, the marks are already there. If you want to confirm, you can even first go back. For number 1, students list, Agaba has 2.71, 2.4, 2.5. Let's check. Report cards, Agaba. That's which subject is that? Let's check back. This is English. Okay. English 2.71 to 2.4, 2.5. So the marks are already there. Then it will give you the average. It will add all these marks by the number of subjects until you multiply by 3 to get the average mark. So from the average mark, it will give the identifier. From the identifier, it will give the descriptor. When we go to number 2, the report card will also give marks for the second student. Then if we go to 3, still the report card will do the same and will change everything When we go to 4, still we shall have it changed. When we go to 5, I think we have not added any mark for number 5. You will see that there's nothing to be displayed for student number 5. Now let's first go back and add some photos for our students to make our report card complete. You come to this, you add the photo, you go to Uganda, that's number 1, you add the photo, you open, let's open the photo, you open the folder where you have your photos. I have mine here. This is Agawa. It will come there. You add the photos for Brenda. Let's assume this is Brenda. You add. This is Sharif here. You add. Assume that this is Mawa Moses. You also add that student there. When you go back to the main menu, report cards, number 1, photo will be there. When you go to number 2, the photo will also be there. When you go to number 3, the photo will be there. When you go to number 4, the photo will be there. When you go to number 5, there is nothing, since we have not yet added any details there. So let's go back. That's number 1. So that's our report card. You can print for only one, like this. Print this student, you can only print that. When you are connected to the printer, you see there it's printing. When you have connected to your printer, it will print everything very well. So if you have all the 4, you can print all students. You click here, it will print all students.